Buying and selling homes is changing. Let's talk about how and why. Jay White here with you from Central Line Realty, and today I'd like to talk a bit about some changes that have come to the real estate industry recently. Now, first of all, I would like to give you a brief summary of the reason why we're facing some changes. And full disclosure, this might be a bit of a rant in some sections. I'll try to control that best I can. A while back, some lawyers out in Missouri decided that some of the realtors weren't doing things right. And to oversimplify a little bit, they felt that home sellers were being colluded against by agents in the way that sales commissions were being shared. Now, without going too deep into this, now a class action lawsuit was filed against some large firms, as well as the National Association of Realtors nationally. Now, this affects realtors all over the country. In North Carolina, there are about 55,000 realtors who are affected by these changes. So the lawsuit has been settled now for about $400 million. $400 million. Now, and I want to hold up right here just a second and talk about that $400 million. So with the $400 million settlement, the attorneys that brought the lawsuit are taking 33%, or about $132 million that these attorneys are getting. That's 33% commission that they got on that deal. The claimants, the wronged sellers involved, are getting about $30 a piece. Just food for thought. I just want to put that out there. As well as the $400 million settlement, there are some changes, some new rules that we have to agree to with the National Association of Realtors. And so I want to talk a little bit about those rules, because it's the rules that will affect you. And that's what we're all about at Central Line Realty, is how things affect you, right? So we put you at the center of everything we do, and we want to talk about how these new rule changes will affect you. If you're shopping for a home, if you're looking to buy a home right now, you're going to be asked by your agent to enter into an agency agreement before you see a house. Now, the agency agreement is nothing new. We've had agency agreement for buyers here in North Carolina for a couple of decades. So we've always had to have that agency agreement in place, in writing, before we could put in an offer on a home. What these rule changes do is they move that timeline back. Now we have to have that agency agreement in place before you see a house. So when you call your agent and say, I want to go look at the house at 123 Main Street, your agent's going to say, I'm happy to go look at that house with you. Before we go, we need to talk about our agency agreement. Now, that agreement is going to handle a few different elements. For the first part of it is time. How long is the agreement going to last? It can be just for that house for that day. It could be 6 months, 12 months, or any time that you want to enter into that agreement. So that's something you can negotiate with your agent. It's also going to talk about your obligations to each other. And this is a big deal. When we enter into an agency agreement with a buyer, we have a lot of obligations to that buyer. We become their fiduciary, right? So we have we owe them a lot of responsibility, a lot of duty. And so the agreement will discuss our obligation to you, your obligation to the buyer. And then the third thing it's going to cover is how that buyer agent is compensated. So compensation is part of that. But the important thing is to know that before you go see the house, we're going to have that discussion now. We're going to have that agency agreement in place. Now, if you call an agent to see a house, this is a personal reflection of mine here. If you call an agent to see a house and that agent does not ask you to sign an agency agreement and agrees to show you the house without it, they're breaking this rule, just plain and simple. They're breaking rules. And in an agent or in an industry like ours, in real estate, which is so heavily regulated, I don't think you want to work with rule breakers. I don't. So if you call an agent and they want to show you the house and you want to see a house with them, just have the conversation about agency, enter into the agreement. Just make it for that day if it makes you feel better, and just make it for the day. Go see the house, and things will work out better for you. So on the other side of it, if you're selling a home now, not as big a change for you as a seller. But you will have a conversation with your listing agent now about what we call cooperative compensation, or how the compensation is divvied out between the two agents. So you will have to have that conversation with your seller. And as much as I would like to go into detail on these and really drill deep into them, here's the thing. every situation is different. Every seller, every buyer has different needs. And so your situation is going to be very unique. What you need to do is reach out to us at CentralinaRealty.com. Let us know about your situation, and we will figure out how to best help you, right? Because we really do put you at the center of everything we do. And here's another part of that. It is never too soon to ask. So maybe you're thinking about selling your home this week. Maybe you're just thinking about it down the road sometime. Go ahead and ask. Get us involved early so we can help you with that. Go to CentralinaRealty.com. Let us know how we can help you with that. Or just give me a call, 704-838-6086. And here's, I don't know how to say this any better, but just ask us. Just reach out, ask us any questions you have, and we're happy to help you. If you got a question you don't want to call, drop it in the comments below. I'll make a whole episode about it, and we'll talk about it on here. So anyway, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today, and I really do look forward to the next time. Thank you.
For any questions, you can visit us at CentralinaRealty.com, email us at CentralinaRealty@gmail.com, or give us a call at 704-838-6086. Thank you for listening to Centralina Realty, the podcast.